Hello, Serene Parker here. I just wanted to make a quick video about if you're sick, when do you cancel your lesson? Big question mark. So I like to think of sickness as a little bit like a story. There's the beginning part, the once upon a time. There's the middle section, the bulk of the story, and then there's the ending part, which is the happily ever after, the end, right? So just keeping that in mind, there's different parts of the sickness, okay? Also keeping in mind that there is opposition in life, and probably 50% of the time, okay, let's just average it. Some people's percentages might be different, but I'm going to take what we hope is the case. In terms of 50%, you should be feeling awesome and great and having a fantastic day, and the other 50% you might be feeling sick or sad or having a rough day. But you do know that when you're in the 50% of feeling super happy, that you're there and you should celebrate being there. When I get sick, I mentally think in my mind, I'm in the 50% of feeling like yuck, so I have the other 50% to look forward to after this. This is gonna move on, and I can go back to my little happy place of feeling well and happy. Like life is so black and white, right? But in reality, it is that way. Sometimes we feel great, sometimes we just don't. So when you're in the beginning story of the once upon a time of your sickness, your immune system may be working overtime. It may be trying its best to not get sick, and the more that you take care of yourself during that time, i.e. drinking water, getting enough sleep, avoiding sugar, refined sugar, even not refined sugar is helpful, and doing your best to just take care of your body the best you can to try to empower your immune system to fight off whatever is trying to get into you, whether it's a cold or the flu or whatever. If you're in that moment, and honestly, I could probably break up the once upon a time to different sections. If you're at the very beginning, you're probably okay to come to a lesson. If you're at the very edge, teetering on, oh my gosh, I'm totally sick, I say cancel, totally cancel. Moving on to the bulk of the section of your sickness. If you are sick, even if you're not throwing up, if you're sick, you have a cold, you have a cough, you feel so terrible, all you want to do is lay in bed, that's probably all you should be doing, don't come to lesson. For my students, if anybody ever comes that way, I say, you know what, you are not feeling well, and you're probably contagious, so go home. So I would send you home anyway, so just cancel, stay home, it's totally fine. Okay, moving on to the ending part of the sickness story. So clever, I know. So the happily ever after, the end part of your story is you are feeling better day by day. Maybe some days are a little plateaued, and then you get a little better, and then you plateau, and then you get a little better, and sometimes with colds, they feel like they take baby steps to get out, and sometimes you feel like you fall and get back up. So if you are on the uphill and you're feeling well enough to come to your lesson, ask your teacher and say, hey, this is what's been going on. I feel pretty good today. Would it be all right if I came to lesson? And depending on where they're at, what they're doing, sometimes I'll say, oh, sure, why not? Even if your voice isn't at 100%, we can look at music that you want to do in the future. With Christmas coming up, we can look at Christmas songs you want to sing, and looking at music and finding pieces to sing can take a lot of time, so it's a good opportunity to do that. If your teacher has worked with you for a while, your teacher will probably know your voice fairly well, so it's really great to have their input in terms of musical repertoire. So that's kind of how I like to think about sickness. There's a beginning, a middle, and end. Depending on where you're at will depend on if you should come to lesson. I know with theater type people, they're like, the show must go on. If you're not barfing, you should be on stage, kind of marching, pledge, whatever. That is not the case with private lessons. So don't beat yourself up for taking some time off and giving yourself time to rest and recover and completely heal your body so that you can be 100% and not be discouraged. Because sometimes if we get sick, our voice will change and it'll be lower or whatever, and it'll be like, wow, this is like a voice I've never had before. So you can either enjoy it or be super depressed. You know, make the choice of which you're gonna be. And also keeping in mind, when you are sick, you can look at it and say, hey, I am feeling really cruddy right now. This is that 50% of feeling like crap. And then you can look forward to, hey, I'm right here, but I'm going to be over there in the happy, feeling well 50% very soon, especially if you're taking care of yourself. You should recover quickly. And sometimes we don't recover quickly, and that's frustrating. I totally get it. But you will recover eventually. Our bodies are meant to heal themselves. So those are my thoughts on when you should or should not skip lesson in terms of sickness. And being this fall time of year, you know, things will come up, and that's okay. People totally get it. So take care. Have a great week. If you're sick, I hope you get better. If you feel great, keep taking care of yourself, because the fall weather sometimes, I don't know what it does, but it sometimes weakens us, and, you know, flu season and all that. So take care of yourself. We'll talk to you later.